Yesterday, I spoke about the differences structurally and functionally between the gifted brain and a neurotypical brain. Today, I just wanted to take a moment and talk about what some of those differences are. Research has shown that there are, depending on the research, different areas of the brain. I'm not going to go into those specifically, but you can look those up on my website and so forth. I have links to those that highlight that different parts of regions of the brain are actually larger, and oftentimes they can have to do with the memory processing and so forth. Another reason for the difference is the cortical thickness. The cortical thickness is the gray and the white matter that kind of overlays what we think of as the brain. It's like the crinkly piece, and it is thicker. Why is this important? It's because a lot of connectivity between the regions of the brain flows through that matter. So if it's thicker, it allows for higher connectivity, in addition to the corpus callosum, which is the piece that runs right down the middle of your brain, connecting the left and right hemispheres. That also has greater connectivity between the hemispheres. So not only is there faster processing between the different regions, but also between the hemispheres. Additionally, there is one that is kind of interesting, that is outside of the structure, but delayed neural pruning in this population. Typical neural pruning starts between 9 and 10 in a neurotypical person. In the gifted population, it can start as late as 11 to 12 years old. This is important because that means there are a couple more years where neural connections are still proliferating, being generated in the brain before that pruning happens. And neural pruning also kind of is the onset of that executive functioning coming online as we enter puberty in the teenage years. So one way to think about it is sometimes these kids can be super smart, but then they seem to do something just so crazy, like walk out of the house without their shoes on. We can call them the absent-minded professor, but part of that can be attributed, or a piece of it can be attributed to that delayed neural pruning that takes place. So these are just a couple that are highlighted, and I hope if you see yourself or someone else in this, you take into account that this really is a different mind and how it functions and how it processes the world and our day-to-day.